You listen to the Asa Park podcast.
The Asa Park podcast.
This culture of safetyism, which has been dominant in the West, in particular since the enfranchisement of women, that has tried to reduce risk. It says risk is a bad thing. We need to reduce risk as much as possible. I believe is the most pernicious thing that exists. Now, the person who's articulated it so much better than me is Professor Jonathan Haidt from NYU, who wrote about safety culture, right? And so it started with, well, we have to protect children from physical violence, which makes sense. But then in the last 20 years, it has become emotional violence, trigger warnings, safe spaces, right? You can't be posed with critical ideas. And the safety culture has reduced risk-taking. And so I believe that the most fundamental human right is the right to take risk, right? The right for an individual with free and informed consent to do to their body, in particular, what they wish, right? I don't wear a helmet when I ride a bike. I refuse to do so because it is my right to make an informed risk assessment for myself. And I think that the government should not be stepping in and setting risk tolerance levels for individuals. And, the European mindset is safety everything, right? And I'm from Australia, which is the absolute worst at this, right? Safety, 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 right? You take no risk and there's no reward.
In Europe, I pay for your healthcare. So there is an argument to be made there that as long as I am responsible for your health, then I should have a word in how you spend your health.
But I don't want you to be responsible for my health, right? I should be responsible for my health and I should bear the cost of my decisions, right? And I believe that, the case in Australia or New Zealand where you have a two-tier healthcare system, you have a public healthcare system, right, that is available to everyone. And you have a private healthcare system where individuals can elect to take part in. And if you elect to take part in the private healthcare system, then society doesn't bear the risk of an individual's decisions, and we should enable them to take greater risk.
Yeah. But it's hard to split. It might be we're getting really political here, and I think I do agree with you on a lot. But here it's hard. It might be difficult. It might be dangerous to say that these people are the elite, or call them whatever you want. But this, like the stereotypical name, these are the elite. They are able to do what they want. But you people, you are too poor because the elite have to take care of you. So we have to make sure that you don't use dangerous drugs. You don't use your bike without a helmet. You have some rules applying to you guys. But Aron, he can drive as fast as he wants on the freeway because, he can pay for himself.
Oh, and I don't think this is a political question. This is a philosophical question. And ultimately, I believe that the most fundamental of human rights is the sovereignty over our own bodies. My body, my choice, your body, your choice. And the minute we let government or a regulatory body like the International Olympic Committee encroach upon the sovereignty of our own bodies, that's when we give up all of our rights, right? When we allowed ourselves to be locked up during the COVID pandemic, allow, forced vaccinations on people, you can debate about the science all you want, but on a philosophical level, this was a huge encroachment on civil liberties, which has undermined our whole rights-based framework. And if you look at a country like China that does not respect the rights of individuals, they have, allegations of forced organ harvesting, right? Social credit systems, all of these things that we would never want to occur in a Western civilized democracy.